Welcome to my fourth video in YouTube channel, and I'd like to show you, well, you know what these are, they're chickens. Well, they aren't full-grown chickens, but they're chickens. Look at them. Look at the little faces. So chicken-like. Buck. Yeah, well, I also want to give you a little bit of advice about how to care for these little critters. They're quite simple. I mean, this is a bit excessive for a chicken, but I usually build something for when they get older, they can go in and nest, and you can keep them in there at night. I have a nice coop. This is a very big coop. You always have to have some sort of, well, I use EcoFlick. It's a good bedding. You have to have a soft bedding. It doesn't have to be everywhere in the entire coop, but it has to be in the area where they most commonly are. So it's nice because you can kind of scoop up their poop when they're done. Always have. It's a Little Giant hanging poultry feeder. It's not hanging right now, but you can put 12 pounds of feed in it. There's ones that go a lot bigger. I've seen ones that go to 80 pounds of feed. And I use, well, for chickens, when you first get them, use starter medicated chicken feed. It has to be starter, and it has to be medicated. Because if it's not medicated, chickens, when they're little, often get diseases and parasites and all sorts of problems. So then, of course, your chickens will die. Which, I mean, they're not very expensive, but it's kind of sad. So you want to prevent that. You get medicated feed, and you put it in here. Feed them only medicated feed. Like, I have really young babies over here. There are a little squawk of them. And here are the two older ones. They're separated because sometimes if you have babies from two different groups of eggs, and one is older than the other, they will fight. And if they're bigger than each other, they can hurt each other when they're this young. When they're older, I'm going to allow them to go to each other again. And you have to have some sort of box for them to nest in. And I use a Little Giant poultry water dispenser, like this one. I forgot how many gallons it is, because I took the tag off. But they're important. Always see how my barn is pretty dirty. I'm gonna have to sweep it out today. But I always have something close to this. Doesn't have to be this, but I have to have something for them to go in at night. You can put them in and lock them in, so say rats and stuff cannot get in there. Always, if you have a little barn, it's good to have some sort of little perch for them to sit on. If there's ants or something that goes in there in the night, they have something to relieve them from the irritant, and it makes them just feel a bit more safe because they like to go to the highest, like all birds, they go to the highest area possible because they're birds. And take a look at them. They're just so birdy. They really want to get through and get those other chickens. They just do. Because they're chickens. By the way, chickens grow like weeds, so if you have a small enclosure, within a couple weeks, they will become full-grown chickens. Like these chickens, when I got them, were as small as that guy, and within 3 weeks, they're this big already. So, yeah. I use just basic chicken starter medicated feed. It's very simple. Chicken starter medicated feed is filled with nutrients and stuff, so you do not have to worry about giving them any other kind of food because it's filled with all they need, the proteins, seeds, all the calories that a growing chicken will require. And, yeah, it's very simple. See, I have 2 barns for 2 different sets of chickens. I have 8 chickens in total. And I have some Rhode Island Reds, like these guys. And I have some Australian Blacks. And then I have some 2 regular old white hens. They're nice. They're kind of, I don't know why these guys get scared of me. These guys aren't scared of me. And I'll prove it to you. I'm going to use some of this to show you how much they like to come and eat from me. See? They're nice. Very friendly. Put some food in the floor for them. Eat. Well, yeah. They're very friendly. They don't want to... I mean, of course they'll get scared if you grab them or do sudden, quick movements that they can see. So make sure you always, especially with that medicated feed, because the medication makes them a bit thirsty, always have a lot of fresh water nearby because they will drink it. And if you're in a hot area, the water will evaporate very quickly. So always check on it every day to make sure your chickens have enough water. See, look at, they're all drinking water after they ate some medicated feed because it makes them pretty thirsty. Those babies will double in the amount of water they need when they're eating medicated. So keep them healthy. And by the way, I recommend you keeping them on medicated feed before you turn to regular old chicken feed for 8 weeks until they're past the main stage of young chicken diseases. And once they're past that, you can feed them regular old feed. Like these guys. These guys I still give them a bit of medicated feed, not much, but just enough to keep them nice and clean and healthy. So always come in here every day, remove the poop, clean the barn. They're very easy. I mean, this is like back to my video about goats. They're very simple. They're very simple, and they like to fly a little bit. So always make sure they have a little roofing. And now we got to talk about coyotes, because the coyotes are a big problem. So always make sure that your area is coyote-proof. Like I even have a concrete bottom that have something so the coyotes can't dig under. They can climb right up to the top. So I put something on top, and of course, obviously, they'll come in through the sides. You don't have to make sure it's thick, nice chicken wire, and make sure your chickens themselves can't get out. Like I had to put some extra wiring because these baby chickens could slip through these bars. So yeah, I hope you have good luck with your own chickens. So bye, and thank you for watching this video. Please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Bye.